I'm Azalea Hart from iHeartRadio Canada. We're here with Renforshort.
Hi.
So exciting. And so tonight you are playing Lee's Palace.
Yes.
And I read that this was a bucket list venue for you to play at.
Yeah.
And I want you to tell the story rather than me even tease it.
Yeah. So I've wanted to play Lee's Palace forever, and it started when I was 8 years old. My best friend's birthday party was at the movie theater, and we went to see Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. And everybody, there was probably 12 girls, and everybody walked out and they're like, that movie sucked. I hated that. That was so weird, blah, blah, blah. And me and my best friend look at each other and we're like, wait, what? I really like that. And from then on, it's been like such a big movie, important movie for me. Like, I love Metric, and I mean, I love Michael Cera, and I actually did a music video and a whole creative around Scott Pilgrim, like that scene at Lee's Palace with the Battle of the Band. So to me, it's very iconic, and I'm very, very, very excited.
That's so cool. Such a full circle moment.
I know.
So when you heard the news that you were going to be performing there, how'd you feel?
I was nervous, and I was obviously very excited. It's a big room. It's an important room. It's like one of those things that you build up for so long and then you do it, and it's crazy. So I'm just excited. I think I'm nervous.
Yeah, for sure. And I think it's one of those things too, when you do something as an adult that the child you would be happy about. Yeah. It's just a different type of feeling.
Yes, it's very special.
Is there any other venues in the city that you want to manifest?
Echo Beach. Like, I don't know what it's called now. The Molson Amphitheater. What's it called?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Budweiser Stage?
Budweiser Stage.
Yeah.
Budweiser Stage. That's hard to say. Budweiser Stage, yes. And obviously Scotiabank. Yeah, I mean, those are very ambitious goals, but would be fun.
You could dream it. You could do it.
Yeah, exactly.
I think TD Echo Beach, they actually had a venue where it was a stage and an actual sandy beach area.
Yeah, they had, it was called, I mean, there was like Echo Beach, and then there was the Budweiser. That's what I remember.
I think they were
it being,
separate.
But yeah, they were separate, because I saw Georgia Smith at Echo Beach and Budweiser Stage. I don't know if I've actually ever seen anyone at Budweiser Stage, but
you gotta go.
Yeah.
Budweiser Stage is such an iconic venue.
Yeah,
it's just so cool.
Oh no, I saw Chance the Rapper there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, got right.
Is Chance the Rapper one of the artists that you would listen to when you were kind of getting yourself into a headspace, or who are the other artists that you would listen to start writing for your album, for your EP?
I mean, it's sort of different for every project. I mean, on this project I listened to, which is completely ironic, but I listened to a lot of Metric and like Tegan And Sara, like a lot of great Canadian artists just happened to be like what I found to be super nostalgic growing up in Canada, ended up being like a lot of my influence. And yeah, that's kind of where I was writing this one. Yeah.
So this new EP, you just dropped it last week. It's called A Girl's Experience. Mm-hmm. What can new audiences expect from you? Are they going to experience a little bit of a Tegan and Sara vibe, or explain your vibe?
Yeah, I think it's like definitely that vibe a little bit more, which is a little bit different than the other stuff that I've done. I've played a little bit more with the sonics on this project, kind of leaning more into the synthy, I guess more like electronic vibes, but there's still, you know, a lot of raw elements. I think there always will be in my music, but I think it's fun to make a project that feels like sort of relevant to the time that it comes out in. I'm speaking just from a sonic perspective. So it feels like a summer project for me. And then I have fall projects that feel like they're fall projects, and you can kind of like go back and forth between them through the seasons, which is really fun. But I think they hold up, and, you know, have held up and will continue to hold up just in general.
Is there anyone that people compare your voice to or your sound to?
I think it's inevitable to, you know, be compared as a young female pop artist. It's just like, that's the juice of it. It just happens.
Do you like that? Or you're like, don't compare me?
I don't mind it, because to outsiders, obviously, you can compare me to anybody. And like, it's an honor to be compared to like great pop artists. Like, I love that. I don't know. It's just funny, because really sometimes I get compared to people and I'm like, there's not even a parallel, except that we're both girls that make pop music. Like, come on, listen to the music before you write an article, you know? But I don't know. I think it's an honor to be compared to, you know, some people that I've been compared to. But sometimes I'm just like, that's wrong.
I think maybe people do it in a way that it's kind of like, oh, if you like blank, you're going to love Renforshort.
Yeah. And that's cool. Yeah. I just think when people are like, oh, she sounds like this person, I'm like, no, I don't. There's literally not one crossover that I can find in my brain that would make that.
If you had to pick one word that your sound is like, that's authentic to you, what word would that be?
I think I don't like this word actually at all, but I'm going to say it.
Okay.
Raw.
Okay.
Like it's not necessarily like organic. Like I'm not like singer-songwriter, but I will always have elements of, I guess you could say, like a raw instrumentals, and you know, I love doing live drums, and I love having an acoustic tucked in somewhere. So I don't know. And I think lyrically, I just always like write straight from here. No, I think I write what I feel, and it's my form of release, and it feels very safe to me, which is so funny, but it feels like the safest space for me to actually express how I feel and
As
be
it
honest.
Should be. Yeah. I mean, when you're writing anything, it's coming from your heart. And I think raw is such a good word to use here, because I also read that you said that you were kind of in a unsettled headspace when you were writing. Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah. I think I have this general looming unsettledness. And I think a lot of people do. I think a lot of people do. Like, you can't feel settled. Who feels settled right now? Honestly, like, put your hand up, because I don't think there will be any hands. But yeah, no, I don't know. It's just this discomfort and this in between that I feel like I was floating in, and I don't know. It's easy to feel unsure and scared, but at the same time, you know, have moments that feel really special and enjoyable and exciting. So, you know, coming to terms with that feeling of being unsettled, is something that happens in your early 20s, which is what was happening to me. And that's what I decided to write about, because one day I was like, oh my God, I'm on antidepressants. I feel great. I'm going to write this song, but I don't know what tomorrow's going to be like. You know, I don't know. And then, you know, I will write a song about liking somebody and them not liking me back, but also me not knowing that definitively and coming to these conclusions in my head. So there's this constant just, I don't know what's going on. I feel like I'm floating, you know?
And I think, again, very relatable and very raw, the same way that you said that that's how you want your music to come across to your audience.
Yeah.
Was there a song that was super easy for you to write on your EP versus a song that was kind of difficult? Can you tell us those two?
Yeah, I think the easiest one for me to write was You're the One, which came out on Friday, actually. But that one was the easiest for me to write because it was everything I wanted to say to my now partner before we were dating. And I was like, this is what I want to say to you. I'm never going to say it because I'm not straightforward and I'm scared, but I can just write it down and here it is. And it just like came out. That was probably like 20 minutes to write that song. Like, it was just fast. And it's talky, and I had this like idea of being like, if I talk these lyrics, it will seem more like I'm saying them. I don't know. So that one was easy and really fun. On My Way, which was the first one that came out off the project, was the hardest for me. That's what I was talking about. I always say I wrote this when I was still on my antidepressants. Like, this is weird. I don't know how I wrote this, but it's a little bit more of a positive song. Like, I'm on my way to being better. I just need 5 minutes, you know?
Okay.
Like, I need time and a little bit of help. But that was hard for me because it was super introspective in the way that I know that I'm wasting time and sitting around and not really doing anything to make myself feel better, but I want so badly to feel better. So I think that was hard for me to put into words the way that I was feeling, but and also it felt like a more positive song, and I'm not necessarily used to like writing stuff like that, I think.
So the one that you wrote for your current partner, do you feel like that was easy because you couldn't put into words and say it, but you knew that writing a song and letting them hear it did that help the relationship progress?
Absolutely. And I don't know. I mean, it absolutely did. I have always struggled with assertiveness and telling people how I feel. And that's exactly how I feel like when I write my music. Why I say it feels so raw is because the only place that, even in therapy, like my therapist doesn't even get this, like, is the only place that I feel like I can be the most honest, because it feels almost like it could be a persona, like Renforshort could be a persona of me, Lauren. And that, I think, makes the pill easier for me to swallow of, oh, I can be as honest as I want.
I love that.
Yeah.
So I saw on your Instagram that you posted Cruisin' Tango.
Yeah.
Are there other Toronto places that you kind of frequent or you really like going to, or restaurants?
Yeah, I'm not a big go out party person.
Mm-hmm.
I love a good drag show. And I love Cruisin' Tango. I got my ID cut there when I was 16. Shout out. But food, yeah. I mean, every time I'm here, I love dim sum. King Dim Sum. It's on Dundas. I go basically every day.
What's your order?
I get hargao. Is it chow fun? I don't remember what it's called, but the shrimp rice noodle. Shrimp? Yeah. I'm pescatarian and gluten free, so dim sum is like I can eat everything except for the meat. So I get basically everything: the shrimp and chive, and I get everything. Some snow pea shoots. I love them. But I love it. That's like one of my favorite places to be in the city. And I mean, the great thing about Toronto is that there's so much diversity, and you really see that when it comes to food. You can literally get anything. Yeah. Whenever
it doesn't matter what part of the world that you're from or you're craving food from. Yeah. Like, you know where I can go? College. Yeah. You know where I can go? The Danforth.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's amazing. I love this city for that.
What else do you kind of do in the summertime? Because I know Toronto comes alive.
Yeah. I mean, I love just like walking through, like just being outside. Everybody's happier. It's, everybody sits in the park and has little picnics, and nice to drink a glass of wine in the park because that's allowed now. And I like biking around. I like just being here and walking around and enjoying it and getting a nice meal. I'm going to say something controversial. I don't love a patio in the summer. It's too hot. There's bugs. Not for me. But I really love the city in the summer. Ontario in general is just so beautiful. Like, you can go to the beach. You can go into the woods. Like, you could literally do, that sounds weird, but you could do whatever. It's such a great city.
No, there's so many options. I mean, especially with how many more bikes there are for you people to just rent, and you can go to the island and ride a bike.
You could do anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Do any of these experiences, when you're just kind of out and about in the city or wherever, does that kind of play a role in your songwriting and makes you think like, oh,
absolutely.
This got to go in a song?
Yeah, absolutely. I have a song. It's not about being in Toronto, but I have a song on my last project called Serpentine, and it was the first time I was alone in London for a prolonged period of time, and I was just walking around on my own and figuring the city out, and I just wrote a song about like the solace that comes with like being alone and kind of that peacefulness, and I don't know, it's a really comfortable feeling when you feel safe and secure, and I don't know, especially, I mean, at any point in your life, it's a thing that like feels so scary, but yeah, I don't know, I think it's definitely inspiring for me when I write my music, because being put in these situations and these, being able to explore and see new things, like you learn stuff and then you can write about those things, and it's really special. And
it's kind of cathartic as well,
absolutely.
Right? Like
yeah.
I know you're talking about mental health a little bit.
Yeah.
Is what for your audiences that are also maybe going through something similar as you, do you have suggestions or advice that they can take?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not qualified. I'm not there. But yeah, no, I think you find what feels good to you. It's so important to find what's right for you, because it's the same thing with like skincare. Like, if someone has something that works for them, it doesn't mean it's going to work for you. Right. Or like hair, like if something works for some person, like a shampoo is great for someone, it's not going to be great for somebody else. Like, it's the same thing. I think it's important to really just breaths throughout the day. If you finish doing something, maybe don't like pick up your phone and check it immediately. Like take a second, breathe, and then go and do the next thing, and really just like connect with yourself and understand how you feel. And if you don't feel great, what is going to make you feel good? Like, do you need to take a bath? Do you need to watch a video on YouTube? Do you need to like, what do you need to do? Like if you have 20 minutes to do whatever you want, what are you going to do? And how are you going to like regulate yourself through that? Do you need to write? Like, I think it's always so helpful to write your thoughts down, but sometimes, you know, that can pull you further into a slump. So kind of just figuring out what is like comfortable to you and what will make you feel better in that moment. I don't know. I think that's a really helpful thing for me. And, you know, it's different for everybody, but I love doing that. I like talking to my mom, you know, she helps me.
Shout out moms.
Yeah. She distracts me, shows me all the dogs. Yeah. That's great. Shout out moms for real.
And one more time, tell us a little bit more about your show tonight, what you're excited for and what audiences can expect.
I mean, I'm excited about everything. I'm excited about the venue. I'm excited to play. I feel like I haven't played in a while. I have a really fun cover that I'm doing that I'm super excited about. I have playing the entire new EP for the first time, which is really exciting. So there's a bunch of, I mean, there's songs that I haven't played live in a long time. So it's a different set, and I'm excited for people to see it and be there. And yeah, I mean, this is such a cool concept, North by Northeast. So I'm excited to be a part of it and just have fun. Like, we got to have some fun. Hello. So important.
It is.
Kick off summer the right way.
And your entire EP, by the way, is about 10 minutes in length, right?
It's really short. Yeah.
But short that sweet. Packs a punch.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, exactly. It is short, so you can listen to it like that. But I like it like that because when you're driving somewhere, you could just listen to the whole project and have that feeling that I intended for somebody to have, you know? Obviously, I think there's space for long music. I write a lot of long music, but it's fun to change things up.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us, Lauren. Renforshort, North by Northeast, iHeartRadio Canada.